Okay, so once you got this software all installed, you installed it below by clicking the link and doing all that, restarting the computer, whatever. All you need to do is, to start this, we're just going to go over some basics. Um, I really don't use this because I like, Camtasia a lot better because they have like editing software. You can zoom in, zoom out, add, like interactive things like that. But if you're a beginner, this is a good place to start. It's real simple to use. As you can see, region, what region is, like when you press record, it's going to ask you what do you want to record, what region of the screen. And all you do is just click and then drag it. And then as you can see right here, this is what's going to be recorded. And now we're recording. It's kind of trippy, guys. It's kind of like pointing a mirror into a mirror and looking inside. And as you can see, it's just like tuk, 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 tuk. So don't trip out on me, guys. Stay in there. And we're recording, and this is a test. And so the screen capture right here, Cam Studio. And you can like grab it and move it around like this, which is really cool. And you can also do, so let's stop it right there. That's one thing you can do. And all you need to do is just save it into a folder. And as you can see right there, it starts loading it and compressing it. But that compression right there is probably not going to be as good as using the eWrite software that we were talking about earlier. And as you can see here, you can watch the playback, which is real cool. And yeah, it's pretty much that simple, guys. I mean, you can go into detail, and I could show you a couple of cool tricks too as well. If you want a full screen, boom, you just click the full screen, and then you got the whole shebang. And now you're recording the whole screen. So let's stop that and see what that looks like. Let me just save it. Oh, let's double click on it. It's gonna load it real quick, and then boom. As you can see right here, you got this whole screen. And I actually just, as you can see there, the green, I just, let's press play. I was recording Camtasia now, so I flipped the switch, so watch out. And let's close that out. Another cool trick that you can do, let's go in here, video options. You can adjust, I wouldn't really touch and mess with this because, if you're not familiar with it, it can get kind of confusing. We'll capture frames every, 5 seconds, 5 milliseconds is like pretty standard for screen capture software. You don't need to go any lower or higher than that. That's a good place. If you want to adjust anything else and get, better, frames per second. What frames per second is, the more frames per second it is, the better quality it's going to be. It's not going to be all slowed down. But when it comes to screen capture software, you can't really tell because, I mean, there's no like live motion, people slam dunking and all that. So let's just get out of there. And another tool I recommend is go to options and go to cursor options. And this is what's going to look like here when you have cursor options. You're going to have that oval around it, or you can have, a regular circle, you can have a square or a rectangle. I don't know why you'd want a rectangle. That looks kind of weird. I like the ellipse one because that's kind of cool. And you basically just pick it, and you can use custom cursors if you want, with like little question marks, which is really cool. Magnifier, the little split bar thing or a book, whatever you want, and you can get really, you can have fun with this, and that's that's what I like, you got to have fun with this stuff, so fit it to your personality, but all you really need is just a regular cursor. And you can actually hide the cursor if you want. I don't know why you would, but this highlighted thing just helps people see it because sometimes you can see right there over the white, you can't really see it that good and everything like that. So that's just a quick little tip right there. And these you don't really have to worry too much about. I mean, if you want to save it in Flash, put it on your website, that's a whole nother thing. But we're just going to do the basics for now. And you can do like a fixed region if you want. And 320 by 240 is a really good, basically standard for YouTube, and I'll be showing you guys that later on in the videos here. So just leave it like that, or you can make it bigger if you want. Other than that, guys, I think that's pretty much it for Cam Studio. Let's move on to using Camtasia Studio, which is really awesome, and I highly recommend getting it, even though it's like 300 bucks. So let's go over there. Okay, so before we go into the next screen capture software, I just wanted to show you guys how to compress this real quick just using Cam Studio. So when you record something, let's just say we record this real quick. Test, 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 test. All right, and then we're done. So all you gotta do is press stop, and then it'll load it up. You'll want to save it into the designated folder. Make sure you find a good folder because sometimes, you can lose this stuff if you don't know where you're saving it. So find a good folder, save it, double click on it, and it'll load. Now all you gotta do is open up the folder. As you can see here, here's the playback. Let's see it. Okay, you can't hear it, but find the folder. I got my folder right here, and I like to make it smaller so I can drag in the video that I want to compress. As you can see here, this video is on, it's like 1 megabyte. That's, generally, let's just say it's 197 megabytes, and it's ridiculously big, and you want to shrink it down. Usually I don't even bother if it's 1 megabyte, but just all you gotta do is just grab onto it, drag it into this box here. Make sure you got your super software open, and you'll see it pop right there. And now, you just do your settings, do your thing, and then all you do is press encode, and then boom, it'll be done. And all you gotta do is look for the folder that you saved it in, and now you can start uploading it. But we'll upload it later. I just wanted to put that out there because I know a lot of you guys will be confused on like how to do that. So now that that's out of the way, let's go on to Camtasia Studio.
Alright, maggots, this is it for the Cam Studio. It's just a stone throw away from Camtasia Studio. Now, Steve Shewitt is doing push-ups all day long because of that unbuttoned shirt, so I better see some better cooperation and no little dizzy-daddling around now. So let's go over to the new and improved Camtasia Studio.